And you are live.
Aloha snack bar, everyone. Sorry, it's I overslept again, so I'm a little under the little tired here. But anyway, it's the one, the only, the majestic ape coming to you live with the main man, the denizen of the deep, the master of the flux capacitor, CJ, and we are here together on another edition of Mornings with V and CJ, where you get the news, the information, and the reviews that matter. You can follow us on Twitter at the Rogue Money. You could also check us out on roguemoney.net, as well as the Rogue Money Facebook page. And check out our sponsors. If you're suffering from debt and if you're worried about your life being ended, or you're scared that they might kidnap a family member of yours and hold them for ransom, check out myfreedomnow.us, and you can find out that it's all a game and you have options. There's nothing to fear but fear itself, was what Winston Churchill said. With that being said, CJ, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, good morning, V. How you doing today?
Half asleep.
Half asleep.
Half asleep.
Half asleep.
Half asleep.
V, I'm just going to get straight to the point this morning. This whole narrative of the Russians influencing the elections and influencing the administration, you would think that they would have at least pivoted by now, maybe onto something else, but they just keep doubling, tripling down. It's just pure stupidity on their part. And now they come out in a great article that James, the Russian analyst, released called "The Soft Coup Against Continues." The Dems accuse AG Sessions of perjury, accusing him of having discussions with a Russian ambassador, discussing the elections. What all is it going to take, V? What is it going to take to get these idiots to completely understand that the election's over? The American people have decided what the future of America is going to look like, and they lost.
Yeah.
Go away already.
Yeah. Well, they can't help but go. They can't help it, man. It's you can't keep a good leftist down. You can't keep a good globalist out, and they just can't help themselves. I mean, they have gone full retard. Okay, I've warned the left. I've said specifically back in September, do not go full retard. Do not go full left. And what has occurred? They have went full left. It's the worst thing that could happen. They've doubled down. And rather than being creative and saying, hey, maybe this whole Russian thing is far-fetched and we're really pulling at strings here and we really have to contort and do just to make it fit, maybe we should go find another made-up scandal that we can go hit them with, because clearly this Russian thing is bogus. It's going to backfire. But it's not going to stop these idiots. And again, one of the articles that I wrote and put it up yesterday was American Maidan Part 3, The Swamp Strikes Back. It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop these leftists, man. These globalist organizations, the deep state, they're so desperate, CJ. Why are they going after this Russian thing when there's really nothing there? They are so desperate. This is the only string that's left that they could pull on. This is the only thing they got. So they've decided, and I want people to realize how monumental this is. They have decided that this whole Russian influence nonsense is the battle line that's drawn in the sand. They've decided they are going to live and die, that they are going to stand or fall based upon this one allegation. Now, someone like you and I will look at this whole entire thing, CJ, and we're like, yo, this is stupid. Who would possibly want to do this? But when you're the deep state and you're used to winning all the time, when you're the deep state and all you have is your hubris, and all you have are people surrounding you who are a bunch of lackeys and sycophants who are telling you how great you are 24/7, you don't know how to lose. You've never been conditioned into taking a step back. You see, this is not the deep state from decades ago. This is a younger deep state. This is a snowflake generation type deep state where they don't know how to lose. They don't know how to say, hey, you know what? Let's pull back on this plan and let's revisit it in 25 years. They don't have that type of mentality anymore, CJ. Their mentality is a 2 to 4 year window. And in 2 to 4 years, they see their lives ended, their power stripped, their titles removed. And guys like Sessions, come on, last month, 1,500 pedophile arrests. This month, God knows what's going to happen. Sessions is a threat. Well, they're going to try and get him. They're going to. They first try to call him he's a racist while he's on stage with his Asian grandchildren. This is the kind of nonsense that they're pulling. Why? It's the only thing they have left, CJ. Do you smell blood, bro? Do you sense the blood in the water? Do you sense the mortally wounded animal that the deep state is? That this is the only power play they have left.
Absolutely. There's no second place trophy here. There's no second place trophy. They lost and need to go away. This is at the point where Trump needs to take a stand. And we've said this continuously the last few mornings, is that this is the time to go on the offensive. This is the time to get Sessions to dig in, to reveal all the information, all the corruption, and to expose this and go straight for their jugular. It's the time for politicizing and becoming politically correct is over. And Trump, his speech and everything was great coming right off of that, but it's time to stop playing politics as usual. He's got to go on a major offensive here. They're amounting. You saw where Valerie Jarrett moved into his house.
Yeah, think about it. Why don't you describe that real quick, CJ? Just go into that.
Yeah. So again, Obama has purchased an 8,200 square foot home, less than 2 miles from the White House, and he's mounting a huge force. It's basically an operations center.
Yeah.
In history, throughout history, there has been a tradition of U.S. presidents, and when their term is over, they ride off into the sunset. They go enjoy their life, their families. They do whatever. They even at the point where a lot of them refuse to even criticize current administrations. And here you have this evil person, this dark soul, and I'm going to call it what it is because it's pure evil, is the way I see it, V, who pretty much wanted to undermine the entire United States, make us a third world country, wanted to make us some globalist vision. That his vision, his leadership in America completely failed, 100% failure on his part. And now he's going to do his part along with his minions to try to change the course of history in the United States. And it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
This guy is a traitorous bastard. I mean, look, I mean, if I didn't care, okay? If I didn't care, if I was a ruthless bastard, I'd be like, oh, look, this former president. You know what? I hope that somebody does this, CJ, that a drone accidentally launches a Hellfire missile on this house. Say, oops, it was an accident. You want to talk about seditious enemies of the state? You really want to talk about seditious enemies of the state? I mean, think about this, right? The former president set up an office on the west end of the National's Capitol, where he recently hosted an open house for his White House staff of lackeys. Circle jerker Joe, I can't stop touching little kids. Biden, Susan, I don't know where the hell Libya is. Rice, Josh, I don't know who I am. Ernest, and Valerie, I like to break crap. Jarrett. The office part of his post-presidency perks cannot be used for political purposes. The rent's paid on him personally. Attorney General Eric Fast and Furious gun-running, narco-trafficking Eric Holder revealed that Obama is indeed getting closer to making his public reappearance in politics. It's coming. He's coming, Holder said to reporters, and he's ready to rock and roll. Go F yourself, Eric. Go F yourself. According to family sources, Obama was at first reluctant to assume the role of leader of opposition. Get the heck out of here. He was reluctant. This narcissist is reluctant. He's never reluctant. He jumps at the chance, any chance he gets, he jumps at it. He was no longer the most powerful man in the world. He was just observing Trump and not liking what he saw. Sure, that's why he's like 2 blocks down the street at the Shadow White House. He was weary and burned out after 8 years in office, but Valerie convinced him that he didn't have any choice if he wanted to save his legacy. What legacy are you trying to save, you jackass? Is it your lunch program? I mean, what legacy you got? Your $8 trillion you spent in 8 years, more than all other 43 presidents before you combined? What legacy? The food stamp president? The welfare president? I mean, what legacy do you got? You're an absolute abysmal, the worst president since Jimmy Carter. You made Carter look brilliant. You made Carter look brilliant. On top of which, the only reason why you survived 8 years is because you had the media, the media kissing your rear end the entire way, protecting you, coddling you, creating a public relations, unicorn. That's what you were. Ridiculous. In his only public comment against Trump since leaving presidency, Obama came out in support of the protesters opposing the Donald Trump executive order to restrict immigration from predominantly Muslim countries. Of course you would. You closet gay Muslim. The spokesman said former president thinks their citizens exercising. Wow, man. I mean, this is how dumb this idiot is. I mean, these guys are enemies. In his only public comment against Trump since leaving the presidency, he was talking, he came out against the Muslim the travel pause. And this is what he says. These are just citizens. They're not citizens. they're the foreigners. But this a-hole says these are citizens exercising their constitutional right to assemble. Wow. Eric Holder, you clueless idiot. You're lucky you didn't get trumped up and go to jail. I can't believe this, CJ.
Yeah, and you nailed it earlier, V, when you said that these things are starting to come out, regarding the pedophiles in D.C. leading directly to the White House under Obama. And there's been other information that's been coming out, V. Now we're learning about a secret slush fund that the DOJ had under Holder that they would basically, so think of those fines that JP Morgan Chase paid, those billion-dollar fines that the banks paid, that was paid to the DOJ. Well, they had this secret slush fund that was used as advocacy money for these political organizations.
Yeah. So
now we know where some of the money, that's not all the money where it came from, but that's part of it. There are so many things here that they could go on the offensive to tie this administration to bring these people in, to have them testify, to get this. And I don't care if it slows down progress at this point, because there's no choice. There's not going to be progress when these I'm calling them, again, their movement is strictly around undermining President Trump and his efforts and the progress that's going to be made. That they're completely out to undermine that. So I'm completely fine if we have to slow that down to bring these people in, testify, prosecute them, put them behind bars for the rest of their lives for the crimes that they've committed against humanity, the crimes that they've committed violating our constitutional freedoms. There's just so many things that they have done, V, and to see these efforts coming forth and what they're doing right now to the American people have spoken. They've chosen. It's over. And again, I don't think there's any other choice, but what you said earlier, the line stand has been drawn. It's time to go on the offensive. Take the kid gloves off. Because that's what it's going to take. You don't come into a gunfight carrying a knife. It's time to be prepared to do battle with these people because that's what it's coming down to right now at this moment in time.
Yeah, it's total war, man. We've said it so many times. It's total war in the deep state. The people are dying. All sorts of crap is happening. It's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable, Unreal. And then we got bankers jumping out the window again. Is it 2014 all over again, CJ? What's going on?
It's coming back, and you called this several years, V, when these bankers started jumping out the window. So guess what? It's back, and it's happening again. So a prominent hedge fund manager decided to jump out of his balcony again. They say that that he may have been suffering from depression. They truly don't know. His hedge fund that he was managing was underperforming, was struggling. Here's a guy that that has wife and 2 kids, and decides to jump out the window. So let me see. So, a prominent 47-year-old hedge fund trader was killed when he jumped from a luxury apartment building in Manhattan.
Yeah.
Kevin Bell. Go ahead.
Yep, Kevin Bell, Hourglass Capital Partners. They manage over $4.5 billion. And guess who their partners were? These guys were former traders. Guess which bank? Mine and Bix's favorite bank, CJ. Guess which one of that is?
It wouldn't happen to be Deutsche Bank, would it?
Oh, my God. It happened to be Deutsche Bank. Very good, sir. Oh, my gosh, man. You know what? I mean, let's see what happens, man. But, of course, hedge fund managers who are making, tens of millions of dollars, irrespective of how well their firm did, they typically, rather than closing up shop, what they typically do is just, jump out the window. Yeah. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Just like the 50 some odd bankers who killed themselves from end of 2013 all the way through 2014. Which, anybody you can call on to start, a trial against the financial crimes of what's going on in Wall Street. Oh, they just all happen to be dead. They all happen to be dead. And for all those new listeners who don't know, that happens to be my claim to fame. I was spot on the money. And I said bankers are going to start dropping like flies, and it's going to look like suicide. I've said that back at the end of 2013 on a Canadian radio program. And I said it again in January 2014. And within 2 weeks later, William Brooksmith, the former director of Deutsche Bank, died by hanging himself in his London townhome. And then, like every week, like clockwork, boom, 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 boom. They all wind up dead. Unreal, CJ. Unreal. Let's see what the transpires. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, no, I got another great joke for you. Another, we're going to turn this into a comedy show here pretty soon. But I got another one for you. So how about the Fed's Brainerd citing that the improved global economy and that rates can rise soon?
Oh my God. That's another comedy piece right there. Improving global economy and solid U.S. recovery means it will be appropriate for the Federal Reserve to raise U.S. interest rates for the Fed Governor Liel Brainard. Let's call her Liel Braindead, said on Wednesday, adding an important voice to the chorus of officials signaling rates may rise as soon as mid-March. Look, here's the deal, man. Look, people will say reform the Fed, audit the Fed, get rid of the Fed. The Fed needs to go. It's an obsolete piece of crap. It doesn't work, never has. Central banking is an absolute failure. That's my position. I could argue it till the cows come home. It's got to go. I mean, we're going to raise rates now? Oh, okay. Why? So you can start screwing things up, right? Because you understand that there's, inflation's around the corner. You want to start raising rates, or probably, really jack with the markets a little bit. Really start, you want to prevent that Trump rally, right? So, look, the inflation's got to get stuck somewhere, and it's going to go directly into the Dow. All right? The next hit we're going to do is Dow 22,000, and that's going to be around the corner. So they're trying to do everything to sabotage us. Now, my whole thing is this, CJ. If they want to do it, and they want to bring down this economy, then so be it. The point is, who the hell is going to be in control and who controls the narrative? I think these a-holes, again, are overstepping their bounds, CJ. I think they're making a grave mistake, and I think that in terms of timing, I don't think it's going to be for them to call when and what's going to occur. It's especially, and let's see exactly what the Trump administration does in response to this,
Right. Exactly.
Which brings us to the Trump market rally, man. Is that more smoke and mirrors or what? What's going on?
Just the whole market rally, in terms of seeing, I always have to laugh because I remember specifically Mark Cuban and his comment that if Trump is elected, the stock market's going to plunge, the stock market's going to down. And here we see that it's one of the best, and we know it's rigged, obviously, right, guys? I mean, we're not saying it, but just amazing to see how high that it is going. What did it break? 21,000 yesterday for the first time?
Yep. 21,114, I think it was. I remember. Yeah, it's on a tear. And it's going to be on a tear because that's where, look, you have no net buyers U.S. bonds. The bond market is taking The bond market is taking a crap. The bond market is shitting the bed at this point. Okay, no one's buying bonds. You know, it's some of the most expensive bonds you've ever seen. And what's occurring is you have net sellers, and the Fed, with their illustrious $4.5 trillion balance sheet, how much more can they start padding it with dumped worthless treasuries? It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Okay, and the fact of the matter is this: they're filling up the bolt holes in Euroclear in Belgium. They're filling up the bolt holes in Clearstream in the UK. They're filling up the bolt holes in Liechtenstein, in the Cayman Islands, in Ireland. Anywhere and everywhere they can hide this crap, they're filling the bolt holes. Okay? So, what to do? What to do? You know, you have to put the money into the market. So we're going to start seeing a stocks rally. And again, we've been saying this for, I don't know, man, close to a year at this point. When the market rallies, you're going to see a flight to safety. Okay? People are going to be jumping out of bonds because bonds are going to take in a crap. They're going to be getting into equities. They're going to be getting into other alternative asset classes like Bitcoin. Oh, my God. Is that even possible? Yes, it is. Yes. I promise you it is. Gold. Okay? This is the positioning, guys. You got to see the global chess game that's being played. Why do you think the Shanghai Gold Price Exchange is arranged in a way that right now there's arbitrage between the COMEX and the Shanghai Gold Price Fix? There's an arbitrage between the Shanghai and London. Watch these two exchanges, the COMEX and the London Price Fix, get vacuumed into the Shanghai. They're going to come in alignment, and then you're going to see the rally on gold. That's what I'm looking for. So until then and now, you're going to see some price fluctuations. Okay? But the end game scenario, you have a limited commodity. You don't have something that's infinite. It's a finite commodity. It's sought after by nations. It has a historical use as being the currency of kings. Till this day, the central banks will tell you gold is a relic. Meanwhile, they're stockpiling it themselves. Meanwhile, they tell you, oh, gold is a relic. But a central bank, and I want you to understand that this is truth. A central bank cannot sell an ounce of gold on the market without explicit permission from the IMF. But I thought it's a worthless relic. I mean, think about that.
Yeah.
Then you got idiot countries like Canada boasting about, we only have 50 ounces of gold left in their central bank. I mean, think about this, guys. Unreal.
Craziness, B.
That's what we cover here, man. We cover all the crazy crap, right? The madness,
Yeah.
What else is left, man?
Well, I just want to run through just a quick gamut of legislation that's out there. I'm going to be quick, but in terms of if you're wondering why they're getting so aggressive and coming after this administration, you have to remember that we control the House and the Senate, and I say we, meaning the people, because the goal is to turn the government back over to the people. So, just real quick, these are the resolutions, the House bills that are currently out there right now. Number one, terminate the Environmental Protection Agency. Boom. Vouchers for public education. Boom. Terminate the Department of Education. Repeal the rule protecting wildlife. And that's just a land grab, protecting the wildlife, what they do with that. Repeal Affordable Care Act. Defund Planned Parenthood. Mobilizing Against Sanctuary Cities bill. So there's some aggressive things that are out there. And I love it that we're actually seeing some legislation to really scale back the federal government.
Dude, absolutely, man. And this is what they're terrified of, man. They cannot handle the fact that their entire, utopia, their little leftist wet dream that they've built, this globalist wet dream that they've built for the last several decades, it's gone. And again, I want to make a clear distinction between the far left and a true liberal. Please do. I love true liberals. True liberals are people like Tulsi Gabbard, Dennis Kucinich. I have friends of mine who are true liberals. Like I have a good friend of mine, Diane, who always listens in, whose son is serving in the IDF. Great people, listen to the show. I have true liberals that listen to the show and they love it, and I love them. Because these are people that we can disagree with on certain political things, but we're united for our love for the United States. We are united for our love for the American people. That's a true liberal. Okay, that's a true liberal. These far leftists, these are fascists in disguise. These are the ones running around screaming, calling the kettle, it's the pot calling the kettle black. That is the difference. The far leftists want complete totalitarian control. They want only their viewpoint expressed. A liberal, a true liberal, a classical liberal, wants everybody's viewpoint, and they are completely comfortable in agreeing to disagree. Okay, they're completely confident in their viewpoint. People like that I love and I get along with great. And I'm sure most of you that are listening will understand what I'm saying and feel the same way. But these far leftists, they are dangerous. Just like a far right. I don't like far right-wing people. Okay, we've had that in the 90s, the religious right. Oh my God, Jesus Louise. It's like the
Right.
it's like a Christian version of Sharia law that they were trying to shove down our throats in the 90s. Okay? It's the same thing. I don't like intolerant and stupidity, no matter what form it takes. That's it. Freedom, man. Get involved with like libertarianism and in paleoconservatism, classical liberalism. That's what this whole thing is about. Live and let live. That's it.
Good call. Good call.
And with that, my friend, I think we are done. We'll be back in about an hour and a half. We got Harley coming on, huh?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Looking forward to it. Harley's coming on early at 10 a.m., so get ready for that. He's going to be hanging with Harley. He's going to cover a litany of topics. I can't wait.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, guys, I am the Senor Silverback, and he is the master of the flux capacitor, CJ. We are over, and we are out. Take it away, CJ.